Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? We're going to be taking a look at more decks that used to be good, that you don't see anymore, to find out if they are still good. And we're actually going to take a look at Boros Mice today, because it turns out most of this deck is still standard legal. So we're going to start with some Cheeky House Mouse. Not the best card in the world, but it does actually make it a little harder for some of the stuff to be blocked, and actually get some extra +1/+1 bonuses, and it is a decent creature to play on turn 1. We do have some Flowerfoot Swordmaster, and this actually still could get played. I think this is still a reasonable card, honestly, getting the extra bonus. Some Burn with Burst Lightning and Torch the Tower for some early removal. Still has Get Lost. And we get to play Valley Quest Caller, still pumping up all of our mice. So no surprise there. Emberheart Challenger, obviously the card's still good. The card we're probably going to lean on the most, Manifold Mouse. Still giving stuff double strike. Turns out that's very good. And then we have some Lightning Helix. Now, the other things we've added, we did add Najani in here, because I think having something just makes perpetual bodies and a little bit of support for something to do against sweepers, I think is good. And there's some Mabel, because Mabel pumps all our stuff, gives us an equipment that gives us trample. And we have one Elspeth Stormslayer. Really, Ajani and Elspeth are kind of like, if the game goes long, and like I said, to help with some sweepers. But otherwise, this should still just function as a good aggro deck. But before we do that, I got to tell you, if you're going to buy any Magic, please check out our sponsor over at Tales of Adventure. It's toamagic.com. Why? Because you can save 5% on your whole order, whatever you decide to get and put in your cart there. All you got to do is use my code DRAGN. All right, that aside, let's go see if these mice can still get the job done. Sadly, I think we got a mulligan this week, with only the ability to play a Torch to the Tower. I don't think we can keep it. This looks a lot better, though. I guess we're just going to keep a Burst Lightning, put the other one back, and keep the 3 lands. 3 lands feels like it at least guarantees us enough room to try to do everything we want to do, and we can still draw a lot of other playables. Alright, Stadium Headliner it is. We shall pass. A Sharpshooter. Well, we're not going to be able to get rid of that anyway, but we can tell the type of deck we're up against. It's a Boros Tokens deck. Going to try to ping us to death, which, makes a lot of sense. Let's lead with Emberheart Challenger, I guess. Mostly because next turn we can play Flowerfoot and Quest Caller, and then we find an untapped land. We can go for Manifold Mouse if we're lucky. Still need a lot to go right here, though. Not even going to remotely give any guarantees at this stage. Yep, there's a War Leader's Call, just waiting for more bodies to show up. Alright. We got a second Manifold Mouse. That is not what we wanted. Really, really, really wanted this to be an untapped land. So hopefully we'll get one of those next turn. The only good news here is the opponent might be incentivized to try to remove one of our mice instead of play something that would get them extra tokens. But here, if they play O'Hare Ashenil, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Because that's 8 damage right off rip. But it looks like they don't have it, because I assume if they did, they would have just slammed it here. Because I would have. Okay, Delny. Good news is, our creatures are only 2 power. So blocking is still an option for us. I mean, if they attack, we're double blocking. If we just lose our stuff, we lose our stuff. Like... okay, so here's the tough part. If we play Mabel, we risk losing. Because we wouldn't be... maybe it's still worth it. They have 2 cards in hand, we're at 15. Their Sharpshooter's going to trigger twice whenever they play a thing, so assume we're already down to 13, 12. Oh, gosh, how do we deal with this? I guess we have to Mabel, or we can't really justify any attacks. I mean, that'll work. I'd rather have a land, but, take what we can get, I guess. I guess we only attack with these. I mean, that is still 7. Mabel can block Delny. The Quest Caller can block a Sharpshooter. This looks like it's not the O'Hare Ashino version, though, because I don't believe those versions play Delny. Not that they can't, mind you. One could still show up, but not as likely here. And then next turn, we will have an interesting situation of, do we Manifold Mouse to try to go for lethal? Or do we... Nah, we'd have to play Get Lost now. Alright, well, here comes some ping damage. Yeah, exactly. Another body was showing up. We knew that. Alright. They're empty-handed, though. So this is... Sure? We go to 9? Okay. I think I'm actually okay with that. Yeah, cool. Nice. Yeah, granted, I don't think it changes much what we would have done that turn. I think we still would have, if they didn't attack with Delny. Well, if they don't attack with Delny, they don't attack at all, right? Because then we... Well, maybe they do. Then you just attack with this, and I can't really... I know, because I just block for no value for them. So then I guess we still would have Get Lost Voice of Victory. We would have had this as a 4/4, the Mabel as a 4/4, still attacking. They have to block. Yeah, so I guess the end result is almost the same. We're just taking another turn. Yeah, weird finish of that one, the way it was setting up. I felt like we were on the edge the whole time. Well, this isn't playable, huh? Red lands, white cards. That one kind of made up its mind for itself. Let's keep this. And I'm actually going to get rid of a starting town. I don't feel great about that, but, you know, sometimes you do what you got to do. And we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm going to regret not holding that starting town. Yep. I thought about it too. Like, what if I just keep the third land and maybe get rid of a Johnny or something? Yeah, I'm getting appropriately punished. As I should. I mean, might as well try to get more damage in, right? And we still have no clue what the opponent's doing right now. Fenrir. Oh, is this a... Usually you only see that in, like, the Una decks. I mean, I guess so. I mean, if we're not drawing any land... Might as well do what we can here. Alright. Llanowar Elf, and... I mean, we can't really believe that there's just a Llanowar Elf, right? That sounds crazy. Alright, getting in there, I guess. Sure. Nothing? I was trying to be patient with the Lightning Helix. I'm like, okay, obviously they're going to try to pump spell, and then I'll respond. Like, that didn't happen. How are we still in this with, like, the junkiest of draws? That needs 3 to make a token, right? Yeah. I have no clue what's happening right now. Alright, we're at 21. What is the opponent doing? You've ramped, played an elf. Like, I don't... I mean, is Mabel just the right answer? Get in for, what's that? 3-9? Maybe? I don't even know what we're supposed to be doing. This feels so weird. Alright. I mean, oh, it's an Aven Interrupter. Yeah, okay, I guess. Not the card I was expecting to see at all, by the way. But sure. What deck wants to ramp and plays Aven Interrupters? Like, those 2 cards in hand have to be something huge, right? That you need all that mana for. Something. It just doesn't make sense otherwise. I guess you have another Interrupter? I mean, I assume that could be a thing? I don't know. You can activate a land. So you could block with the 3/3. But I mean, we still just do it, right? Okay, you're just going to make a 1/1. So you're going to go to 4. Sure. See if they'll double block something. No, they're just single blocking each one. Okay, that's fine. Okay. I mean, is this just like a Wrath or something? Some board sweeper? Nope. This is why I say sometimes that playing on the ladder and playing on the tournament are completely different things. Because I don't even know at all. This looks nothing like anything you'd see in a tournament. Not saying that the opponent's deck's bad. Maybe they just didn't get their big cards or whatever. We didn't see what they were trying to do. But we were playing around so many things that didn't show up. And somehow we won not even getting a third untapped land until I think it was like turn 5 or 6. While they were ramping up. And then nothing kind of happened. That was a very strange game. Okay. I think we can keep this one. All right, do we get to torch anything? I hope so. No. All right, in the turn. Because if they take the turn off to play the room here, which they do, we'll go ahead and get rid of it. So no chance for them to get any value. While I would like them to lose some life, wouldn't hurt our chances any, but... in the turn. Why do I feel like this is going to go very, very poorly for us? Ooh, Flowerfoot Swordmaster. Alright. Gonna go ahead and off our challenger. The end. Yeah, sure. Like, you can have them. I feel like we've been seeing that card so much more. And some decks have even gone to playing 3 or 4 of them, which seems crazy to me. But... hey, just where we are in the meta, I guess. Good thing we didn't play Manifold Mouse, because that would have been way worse for us. And then we get to see Deadly Disputes back to back, right? Nope. Okay, well... I guess I will play 1 Manifold Mouse, which will die horribly, I assume. Go to the attack step. No, you're going to let us target something. That's a bit of a surprise. Why does this feel so suspicious? Like, I would have assumed you, if you had a spot removal spell, you would have just got rid of the Manifold Mouse, right? Okay. Actually, you know what? They might want a Deadly Dispute. Well, yeah, they still be able to do that anyway, so it doesn't matter. Deadly Dispute, remove my Manifold Mices. I mean, I'd assume that's what's about to happen. Okay, I guess they don't have Deadly Disputes. They're actually making a fish. Oh, because they want to use the maps to dig. They don't want to use the maps to just draw. Alright. Well, I guess the question then becomes, how much do we think we could do this turn? If we, well, I was going to say, if we were to draw a land, but we didn't draw the land anyway. So, I guess I could have shot this last turn, huh? No, I was tapped out. We know a Deadly Dispute is coming. If we play a Manifold Mouse, give each of those double strike, we can sack and torch that. Doesn't really do anything, though, I guess is the problem, right? Trying to think about how can we... I mean, because we know that's going to happen. We know we're losing our Manifold Mice, right? So we might as well play one of them. Target each of these. I mean, I might as well. It's just like, I don't think it matters that much, but hey, here's where we are. Don't even really want that now. We will get to replace a card in our hand when the Deadly Dispute goes off. Because they're obviously going to take Manifold Mouse. We get to replace a Manifold Mouse. Opponent's at 9. I mean, if we could find like a Johnny or something like that, I think that could work. There are some... yeah, it'd probably have to be that. I think that's the answer. Or we could just rip endless lightning helixes. That would be fun too. Those are still real Magic cards. Sure. Feel free to exile my graveyard. Or anything that makes 2 bodies, I guess, is also solid. Alright, there's a lightning helix. Alright. I mean, if we can find an untapped land, that's technically 7 damage already. If they make a fish at any point. Alright, so that's 8. So now we just need to find 1 more point. Well, 1 more land and 1 more point, obviously. I think we just let that happen. Like, our route to victory now is damage, not creatures. As silly as this is. I think we just get them down to 5. I guess I could have torched the token because I can't do anything with this otherwise. Sozin, sure. Pass a turn. So now we're going to have to top deck our last removal spell, though, because they have Sozin. Because Sozin could remove any type of card they want. They just name a card. So we just have to hope. If I were them, I'm calling Burst Lightning or Lightning Helix. Opponent didn't attack. I guess they're assuming we might have a hasty thing. Alright, well, I'm just going to do it. I mean, this is just, can we find it at this point? There's nothing else in play. Alright, end the turn. Creature land could also have been good. Yeah, they can draw. You know, they can make treasure. But making a fish is not the right answer for them. A Johnny, Elspeth, any of those things would be good. Man, we have so many outs right now, actually. Kind of an exciting time. But we could just draw a burn spell here and win. Or we could also draw a starting town. Man, we have 2 Burst Lightning. No, 3 Burst Lightnings, 3 Lightning Helix. A Johnny, Elspeth. Hell, anything that makes 2 bodies. Get Lost for Sozin. Oh my gosh, we have so many outs, actually. We have so many ways to still try to win this game. All right. Sure, Hidden Archive. You got it. Draw all the cards. All right, you're better than nothing, I guess. Now, they will be about to turn Sojin into an actual creature. But they have to have removal spells by now, because they haven't been playing much. Unless, I don't know, maybe there's 3 lands in hand. Nowhere to run, makes sense. Yep. You have a Sozin. Yeah, if they don't have a way to gain life, I guess we're just playing to draw Burst Lightning at this point. Oh, well, now they can get a room because they have a Furtic core and they can start gaining life. So our chances to draw what we need are being severely reduced. Alright, no attacks in the turn. I mean, there's no point. We can at least make them think they're playing around something. Though they've seen our deck on 2 separate occasions already. So they should have a good idea of what we potentially have left. They're just going to draw a card. I mean, if I were them, I'm just looking for a room to start gaining life here. Because once they get above 4, we can't kill them. We're just looking for... Well, there's another way you might gain life over a couple turns. It'll take you a little while to get there. Come on, where's one of our last Burst Lightnings? Alright, well, this is it. We have to draw it on this turn.
Fate flows as I will not allow my progeny to... Insight is vital to success.
Gross. Alright, fine. Why couldn't that have just been the Burst Lightning and made our life easy? Man, if they just play another one, we'll just call it game, right? Alright. Okay, cool. We can move on. Yeah, not sure what to tell you. We had outs, could have drawn stuff. Even with stuff removed, we had several ways to get back in the game and just didn't do it. I mean, we drew terrible in those last, like, 4 turns. Ooh, with no white mana, huh? You know, maybe. We'll still go for it. We've seen crazier hands. Burnout Bastronaut. Well, I would like to kill a Bastronaut. Okay, well, we found some mana. Look at that. Get in there with our challenger. I've seen some red-white goblins decks. I don't know if that's what this is. But we'll see. No, it is definitely, most definitely not. Okay. Well, that kind of puts us in a bind. I say that, but I think we're still just gonna stay aggressive. And go ahead and play this on one of these. Trigger everybody. Found a land, which we don't really need, but it's fine that we drew it and got it off the library. Now we're going to play two things that make 1/1s, or just a shelter? Oh, it's just a shelter. All right. And some other small thing. Yep. All right, so this should work out pretty well for us. Obviously, we don't want the opponent gaining life. That part's bad. But being able to get rid of this and trigger our Duder, and the creature we get back gets to attack. We love all that. All right, they had a Lightning Helix, which again, we don't love them gaining life, but you know, things gotta happen. Kind of need an untap white source here, though, so we could play both of these cards. Would be nice. Did not achieve the goal, team. Did not achieve the goal. But I'm also not wanting to run Mabel out there just at the moment. This is an interesting red-white aggro deck, though. It's kind of just based around Arabella, it seems. I'm assuming they're also playing, like, Voice of Victory and that type of stuff. We just hadn't seen it yet. Okay, this is kind of good when the opponent's going to just try to pump their creatures. They did hit 2 lands. Benefit to us. The interesting thing is, do we block? I don't think we do. We just force the opponent to decide how, like, I guess if we block the headline, yeah, all right, sure. At least if they're gonna get rid of a challenger, we force them to do it. Yeah, we still keep our thing. We save a point of life, so that makes sense. Now just any untapped land would be great. Oh, I was hoping, because then I could at least equip the sword to Mabel and have haste. But we'll take what we can get, I guess. Opponent's at 3. And they still have a lot of cards and a lot of mana, so anything's possible. Shelter's not super scary. All right, Helix is good. Puts them to 6. Gets rid of Mabel. Plunderer. You know what? I've had a lot of people on past videos, especially where we're doing stuff that deals with tokens, try to encourage me to play with Plunderer, and the land we get is a tap land. That's funny. And Plunderer just doesn't cut it most of the time, y'all. Like, the advantage you're giving up to the opponent is often just too much. Alright, opponent's back to 3. Each of our creatures is lethal. We can pump a challenger technically twice. But opponent still has 2 live cards. 1 live card. And they give up. Alright. Yeah, to be fair to the opponent, they also drew a lot of mana themselves, right? They hit land every turn. Granted, they found a couple with the maps. But, yeah, that's one They did gain a bit of life between the double Helix, Shelter, and Arabella, but the fact that we could still punch through that without even getting our double striker is just kind of cool. Yeah, this one's an easy keep. Not much to even think about. This one was just simply, if the opponent didn't play a creature turn 1, we go ahead and play our Swordmaster. If they did, maybe we leave mana up to torch and wait to play something later. Dream Beavers with black-green. So we have to decide how badly we want to get rid of the Dream Beavers. I'm going to risk it. If they have something good that they get to sneak, so be it. We'll get to play a creature and torch something next turn. Hopefully that's good enough. Oh, it's a Furtic Core. Wow, the Dream Beavers were not nearly what we thought they were going to be. Is this just some weird black-green, like, mid-rangey pile? Because if so, I don't know if I even want to play any other creatures. Alright, well that's weird. So you didn't attack with beavers, and you didn't block with the beavers. Okay. And another Furtic Core. Alright. And you're still not attacking with the... What's going on, man? I'll just try. Okay, and no way to protect. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, I'll play this so I can have access to both burn spells. And you don't have spot removal either? Wow. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Oh, there's green mana. And there's Liliana. What? Oh, we're so dead.
This isn't your average zombie horde.
I was thinking of so many other cards. Not those. Okay, well, we found out that's a thing. I mean, any chance you have just mana left in your hand? I kind of doubt it. If you're playing Liliana, I'm sure you're playing other crazy stuff, so let's see it. We knew they had green already because of the Restless Cottage. I'm just not sure for what. Yeah, Deadly Cover-Up makes sense. Alright, back at it again. Don't know what their last card is, but we can't worry about that. Looks like it's a spot removal card. Alright, it's a Bitter Triumph. They go to 8. Fair enough. Okay. Feel like we've waded through a lot of stuff, but they have something else that's live. Strategic Betrayal. Sure. You got it. Gonna start gaining life. Makes sense. Let's draw an untapped land. That'll work. Oh, actually, it doesn't matter. This is the one that makes 2 bodies. Never mind. Irrelevant. Yeah. I'll take a cheeky house mouse. Annex, sure. Make the demon. You got it. Can we do anything with this? Probably not. But let's go ahead and pump this duder. And just attack, I suppose. I'm just going to go to 6. Oh, is there any way at all we could potentially win here? Oh, I can't even cast double Helix. Because I only... Oh, I won't be able to get them in one turn. Oh, it looks like they're going to sweep the board anyway. No, they're not. They're going to 8. Okay. Well, I know I can only do one of these. Wow, Arena, were you seriously going to tap some of my only colored mana? I mean, I guess I still have these. That's fine. But why not just use this? That makes no sense. Oh, because it has to be red. Never mind. Arena knows what it's doing. You can block a couple things. All right. Here's what we're going to do. I mean, I'm assuming at least one of those cards. Oh, you're not an actual mouse. You're a rabbit. That's a problem also. Dang it. Yeah. If they have even one kill spell. Oh. Well, that's kind of okay. Is that all you have? Or are we going to activate another body? Yeah, we're going to activate something else. So, yeah, there's no way we could get out of this. Yeah, they just block our 2 best things. Man, we just had the wrong land. If this had been a red land, I think we could have done some stuff to potentially win here. But as it is, we're dead. Man, that's a tough one. Tough way to go out. You know, this is probably fine. Alright. We will see what we can do with this start. We have a removal heavy hand in an aggro pile, which is not the best scenario to be in. Obviously. But we're going to try to make the most of it. Let's see where this goes. Heaped Harvest. Well, opponent's ramping towards something. Don't know what that something is. But they have so much mana already. Trying to hold on to the Manifold Mouse slightly. Oh, wait, hold on. We're attack for 7. They'll be at 8. We could play Manifold Mouse, shoot them to 6 if the board gets swept. Alright. I guess that's fine. Don't love it if a sweeper or a bounce spell or something happens here, but what are we going to do? Yeah, I assume something like that would be the case. Alright. I mean, this might just be Meringue River Regent or something here. Clifftop Lookout. Oh, they're ramping hard. I'm like, what's that about? I don't think it's worth doing anything else here, right? I mean, I could give this trample and pump the mouse one time. It's probably better than double strike. Oh, but this has to be as a sorcery? Oh my gosh. Really? Well, that's on me. Alright. Yep, you got it. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Alright. Maybe they're just ramping up to, like, turtles? And doing turtles and big toughness things? I don't know what else is gonna happen. They don't seem to have creature lands or anything, right? Oddly, you're playing the mill land, which you don't see very often. So that's a little bit of a surprise. I mean, but they have black lands. They could just have spot removal. I don't know. They have something. They could look at a card. Oh, next thing can't be countered. All right, don't really want to waste this, but we'd probably just get more damage in by getting this out of the way. Which I should have done last turn. I played that terribly. I also could have used Get Lost there, but I'm opting to save the Get Lost in case whatever big thing is they're saving mana up for shows up. Because I have no clue what that is currently. I wouldn't mind if you bounce this, though, and let us get copies. That would be great. Oh, it's Assassin's Trophy. Yeah, okay. I guess get the other planes? So I guess it ultimately didn't matter much anyway, because I bet they were holding that Assassin's Trophy for a minute. Alright. Does Mabel make it? Or does Mabel also get hit with an Assassin's Trophy? Good news is at least Cragflame gives everything we find haste. Alright, down to 7. Technically in range of lethal since we're holding a Lightning Helix. Oh, so you are milling us. Oh, weird. You're not how we really want to get there, but okay, pass turn. I guess if they have their artifact, we lose. Right? Shuffle and put it on top, but you're not taking the damage to just draw it. Alright. So you have to have an answer already in hand, or this wouldn't make sense. So try to Helix you. Try to activate this. Try to equip it. Oh, okay. Well, missing that this needed to be used as a sorcery earlier in the game actually was awful. Now, what I should have done there is just play the Flowerfoot, then I could crag the Flowerfoot, then just choose, because I still would have had a couple of mana, like what to pump. So even if they had one answer, we still could have got there either way. So, yeah, weird game. I was not expecting this at all to be what it was. This was just ramping into a Singularity Rupture deck, basically. Wow. The things you see on the ladder, man, you just never know. I should have gotten the indicator, though, from seeing the Jador out here, but is what it is. So there was a couple of interesting things about this deck. The first is that it was 2 games over 500, which is serviceable, I guess. Can't be too upset about it. So old deck still is playable, so that's good. There were oddly a lot of times where I just wanted like one more land. So what I would say is if you're going to mulligan, you probably don't want to mulligan your lands. Because we're only playing 23 in this list, and there were several times I was just like, man, if I could just have one more land so I could maybe play the Offspring ability or play a thing and shoot something or whatever. Also, the other obvious point here is that we don't have anything to do with graveyards at all, so those matchups are just going to suck. Hopefully you can outrace them is kind of your only real goal here. But I don't hate this. I'm actually mildly surprised we don't see this more on the ladder, because it was reasonably playable. Now, we didn't ever see Elspeth show up, and I think we saw Johnny maybe once. So could those be other things? Maybe. I could make an argument possibly for those to be something like the vehicle that you choose a creature type and they get a bonus and you could pay 4 and attack with it as a creature. So you could have a little bit of value after a sweeper, maybe. I think that could be a reasonable option. Because we're playing a fair amount of creatures at 23 and the 2 planeswalkers. So, I don't know, maybe that's a reasonable answer, and it would reduce the cost a little bit by taking Elspeth out. However, as a late game card, we know Elspeth is very good. So, I don't know, your choice there. Make of it what you will. Let me bring up that card, though, so y'all know what I'm talking about. Vehicle, choose, creature type. This, Lifecraft Engine. So, you choose a creature type. All your other things of that type get +1/+1, and you can crew for 3 and attack with it as a 4/4. So you could use this in place of Ajani or Elspeth just to pump your creatures, and then, you know, if a sweeper happens, then great. You draw one of your 2 power things, you pump it, you know, attack for 4. So something to think about. I think that could be a reasonable option and replacement here if you wanted to go that route. Otherwise, as is, I mean, it's still playable if you like playing Boros Mice. I'm kind of surprised. I think there will still be tough matchups, but between your haste creatures and Mabel and your spot removal, like, you can find your way to some wins. It's a little quirky, but it still gets the job done. But we're going to leave a link up over to Moxfield like always, so y'all can download it, try it, update your list, and have some fun. But that's all I have for now. We'll see you next time.